Since this is a new footprint, the first thing to do is configure the workspace. Zoom in until you can see the grid. For libraries, the origin of the workspace is in the center of the screen. You can go straight to it using the JR shortcut. To show the origin, enable the Origin Marker option in the Preferences dialog. Set the snap and visible grids by selecting Library Options from the menus. The new footprint is metric, so I'll set the units to metric. A suitable snap grid will be 0.1 mm. The visible grids can be set to 0.1 and 1, and the electrical grid to 0.2. Press the L shortcut to check the layers. You'll only need the top copper layer, multi-layer, and top overlay enabled. OK, you're ready to start building the footprint. Footprints are created with the same set of design objects as the board. These objects are used to define the shapes you need on both the copper or signal layers as well as the non-copper layers like the component overlay. Referring to the component datasheet, you can see that the footprint has 2 rows of 50 pads. Each pad is 2.8 mm by 0.5 mm. Create one pad first and then use the Paste Array feature to create the rest in each row. PP is the shortcut sequence for Place Pad. Press Tab to edit the pad settings before placing it. The designator, or pad number, will be 1. Since it is a surface mount component, set the layer to top layer. Once the size and shape are defined, click OK to place pad 1. Rather than trying to position it with the mouse, press J, R to jump to the 0 point. Then press Enter to place the pad. That is the first of the 100 pads. The component has odd-numbered pads in one row and even-numbered pads in the other. So you can place pad 2 straight away since it is the number of the pad floating with the cursor. The rows are 5.4 mm apart. So J then L opens the Jump Location dialog. Type the coordinates, press Enter to jump there, and press Enter again to place pad 2. OK, there's the start of both rows. Now you need to place an array of 50 of each of them. Select pad 1, then Ctrl X to cut it to the clipboard. Select Paste Special to access the Array feature and configure it for 50 pads, incrementing the number by 2, spaced at 0.8 mm in the X direction. OK, time to paste. The status line is prompting to select the starting point for the array. Use the JR shortcuts to jump back to the reference point and enter to paste. Now to paste an array for the second row. The status line is prompting to select the starting point for the array again. J, then L opens the Jump Location dialog again, already loaded with the right values. So Enter, then Enter, and you've pasted the second array of pads. Press the VF shortcuts to show everything in the workspace. OK, next it's time to place the mounting holes and overlay at each end. Since the dimensions are referenced from the geometric center of the component, you can set that as the reference point for your new footprint using the Center Menu command. Place the 2 mounting pads for the right-hand end first. Place, Pad, and then press Tab to configure the pad. 0 is a good designator for these 4 mounting holes, and they'll be multi-layer pads. Set the hole size to 0.8, the pad shape to round, and the diameter to 1 mm. Just place it approximately where you need it, and I'll show you another way of setting the exact location. Now that the pad exists in the workspace, you can double-click to edit it again and specify the location by editing the XY values. Hit Enter on the keyboard to close a dialog, and the pad is positioned. PP to place pad again. This time you need a 0.6 mm wide slot, 1.4 mm long. Set the pad size to be 0.0 mm larger than the hole. Again, place it in the approximate location, then double-click and edit the location as per the datasheet. Now you can finish this end of the footprint by adding the component overlay. Ctrl G and change the grid to 0.5 mm. Then you can accurately position the overlay line with the mouse. A quick check of the datasheet shows that the body of the component ends a shade under 30 mm from the component center. Change the current layer to Overlay and select Place Line. You can start the overlay along the center line and work back towards the pads using the location coordinates at the left-hand end of the status bar to guide you. Now you can duplicate that overlay detail. Select the segments, then press Ctrl C to copy them, using the origin as the reference. Press Ctrl-V to start to paste. Before placing, press Y to flip them along the Y axis, and then place them. OK, that's the right-hand end. Now you can select it all and copy, paste, X to flip along the X axis, and place. There is a small adjustment to make to the overlay on the left-hand end. You need to notch the pin 1 corner. Click once to select the corner, then drag it in slightly. OK, now you can double-click on the name in the Libraries panel to name the new footprint and save the library. Altium Designer comes with over 300 footprint libraries containing more than 4,000 footprints, many of them compliant with the latest IPC 7350 series of standards. There will always be footprints that you have to create though. For these, you could try one of Altium Designer's footprint wizards. There are 2 wizards, each with a particular strength. Use the PCB component wizard when you know the dimensional specifications of the footprint. It supports a wide range of package styles and provides a great basis to work from. Rather than the footprint dimensions, the IPC footprint wizard works from the component dimensions, applying the IPC recommended formula to those dimensions to build the footprint. You can also alter the recommended values when required.